It's time to man up. This week, we'll go on location to visit with a man who makes Minnesota home. Pro golfer Rocco Mediate joins us. And we'll show you one of the region's top young boxers, and he's all Minnesota. He's a man. He's Caleb Truax. Let's go. It's time to man up.
Welcome to Man Up, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. You're doing great. We appreciate your support. My friend Tony Grigelko, what do you... I mean, you had a big week. Did you?
Yeah, we just recently we were out in Chicago checking out Caleb Truax. Had a big win. He defended his USBA middleweight championship on ESPN, and it was out there checking out Chicago, the beautiful Windy City.
It is a great city. It's my favorite big city in the world, as a matter of fact. I watched the fight. I thought Caleb looked great.
Yeah, he did. The kid's phenomenal. You know, one of the most talented athletes here in Minnesota. You know, popular, polarizing. And it's a great kid to have around. You know, I want to talk about the Windy City. I've been there once before, and it wasn't so windy. This time, when it was windy, super windy.
Oh, really?
And the thought behind it is that I didn't know the Windy City was named after the politicians there.
Right.
I didn't know that.
Well, you didn't? Yeah, absolutely. Well, the politicians.
Everybody's full of hot air out there.
Woo. They've had a hand in national politics.
What you been up to since
Kath and I were reminiscing about, you know, on our honeymoon. We retraced our honeymoon as our anniversary. So we went back up to Banff and Lake Louise, Canada, and went hiking up mountains. These mountains are 5,500 to 7,000 feet, something like that. And so I hike up. What's it called? Summiting. I summited my first mountain, and I'm standing on top. I got my little hiking poles. I got my hiking boots.
Did you have the stick?
Oh, absolutely.
Or the pick, maybe?
I have all of it. It was unbelievable. Let me just tell you. But anyway, so I get to the top. It took about, I suppose, a couple hours to get to the top. And we're standing on the very summit, the top of the mountain. And I'm standing there, and Catherine's doing a video of it. And she asked me about, what's it like getting to your first summit? And I said, oh, it's just terrific. And, you know, it was a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun. As we're closing the video, this little woman comes over to me. She's from England, and she says to me, "It's your first mountain?" And I said, "Yes, it is." Did you have a difficult time? I said, "Yeah, I did. It was kind of difficult." She goes, "Oh, I did too, dear. It was unbelievable. I've got asthma." Get away from me, lady. Get away from me. That's what I did.
Sounds like a heck of a workout.
We have on this week's show, we're going to talk a little bit about Caleb, how he's doing.
Yep.
And then some guy, he's a golfer.
Rocco.
Rocco Mediate, a good friend of the show, good friend of mine. Rocco Mediate's going to be on the show today. A terrific show coming up. And thanks for joining us on Man Up.
Be part of our show. Every week we're reading questions from viewers, and hey, it might as well be your note. Go to our official website, manuptvshow.tv, and weigh in. It's easy. That's manuptvshow.tv, and man up.
Pick up the latest issue of Wheels of Thunder magazine. If it's on wheels, you'll find it in Wheels of Thunder. Full color photos of bikes, trikes, cars, trucks, and even sleds. High performance or right off the street. Mind-blowing power, speed, and custom touches. It's all in Wheels of Thunder magazine. Plus, find out about the latest races, rallies, and custom products and services in your area. Check out Wheels of Thunder on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Wheels of Thunder.
I'm Randall McDaniel. As a former Minnesota Viking and a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, I know how important it is to fuel up to be successful on and off the field. Now, I work with third graders, and I see firsthand the positive impact exercise and good nutrition has on my students. As a partner with the Taste of the NFL and the NFL's Play 60 program, I'm proud to do my part to make sure kids get the nutrition they need. Please help us kick hunger in America and encourage an active lifestyle by supporting the Taste of the NFL and the NFL's Play 60 program.
Welcome back to Man Up, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us. Tony Grigelko here with me. Tony, you were talking about being in Chicago. I love being in Chicago. It's a wonderful city. You were there because Caleb Truax had a fight.
Yeah, probably one of his best performances. Kind of set us up for a future world title shot. That's kind of what the premise of the fight was, to position Caleb in the top 5 of the world rankings.
What's that like? I mean, you're from your local kid from what, North Branch?
Yep.
Now you got a fighter getting in the ring talking about fighting for a world championship.
Yeah, for a
What's
world
that feel
championship.
like?
It's pretty amazing. You know, when I first got into the fight game, probably in 2005, they said, you don't know enough people in the fight game. You don't, you don't have enough this. I don't have enough that to position fighters. Probably because it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of position, strategic positioning to get a guy. You can have a great fighter, but sometimes the great fighters don't get a chance to fight for the world championship.
Right.
You know? I mean, we've seen that in boxing in years, and so. It takes a lot of networking, takes a lot of friendships, building friendships and stuff to coordinate and to put a fighter in this position.
Well, I'll tell you, I met the kid a short while ago. I'm talking about Caleb Truax, the fighter that Tony's talking about. He's a class guy. He's got a lot of character, and that's a huge part because I've met a lot of guys in my life that were fighters or professional athletes or whatever. It's always the guys with the character that I look up to and seem to go the farthest because, he's just a class kid. Well,
I think you have to have that, especially with boxing, the fragility of boxing right now, that you need to have a guy that's kind of transcendent. You know, there's a kid that, that graduated from the University of Minnesota.
Right.
So he's well-spoken, good-looking kid, and you need all them attributes to really position yourself, in the public eye, to get the fans and the media behind you. But then also you got to be able to fight. It doesn't. You can talk about how great somebody is, but if you can't perform in the ring, you don't got it. Well, Caleb's the true package. I mean, here's a kid that, as I talked about, he's intelligent, charismatic, well-spoken. But on top of that, he's got the elements that you need to have to be a world champion, such as he's got great power, good speed, an incredible work ethic.
That's key. The work ethic is huge.
Right.
And you know what? This is the Man Up show, and we should talk about what being a man is. In this particular case, is that work ethic. That's a huge part of being. If you want to be an athlete, you got to be a man.
Yeah, well, I think when people identify, certain skill sets that a fighter or an athlete have, they talk about, speed and power.
Right.
But people don't recognize, and it's probably the most important skill set you got to have is a work ethic. You got to be able to work. Floyd Mayweather. I've never seen an athlete. Maybe I grew up watching Michael Jordan on TV all the time. They talk about his work ethic, but I personally have never seen, a work ethic like Floyd Mayweather. And to be able to compare Floyd Mayweather work ethic with Caleb Truax work ethic, it says a lot because Caleb is a true hard worker.
Well, plus I should tell you, Tony himself has a lot of character because he told me. Shortly after the fight, he said, Tom, I could take Caleb if I wanted to. And I said, no, I didn't know that, but I believe you. So Tony Grigelko did say he could just take Caleb Truax out anytime he wanted to.
That's on record.
Didn't you say that? I thought he said that.
No, I said I could take him in chess.
Oh, in chess. I knew it was something. Another class guy coming up, guy who knows what it's all about with a golf club, man. Rocco Mediate, our guest next on Man Up.
A big part of Man Up is keeping you updated on the pro fight scene here in the upper Midwest. Tony G is all over, has been for years, and you can check out where the next big fight is being held and get in on the boxing game. Just click to Tony's website and his fan page on Facebook and Twitter. Find Seconds Out Promotions at sofights.com. And don't forget to man up.
The Aspire Beverages story is simple. We're just a couple of dads and coaches that got sick of watching people drink neon-colored junk in the name of sports.
So we created something better. Aspire all-natural sports drinks have all the good stuff. None of the artificial junk. Packed with electrolytes, vitamins and minerals, and pure awesomeness.
It's time to stop consuming empty calories in those old neon-colored sports drinks. Make the clear choice. Aspire natural sports drinks.
Welcome back to Man Up, ladies and gentlemen. This segment I love. Tony, you got to meet him, I think, for the first time.
Yeah, it was fun to catch up to Rocco.
Rocco Mediate is the guy we're talking about. He's a guy that battled Tiger Woods just a few years ago. It was unbelievable.
Iconic.
A lot of people said that he got kind of jobbed because they picked a hole. He's a right to left player. Hard for him to play left to right. You know, whatever. Rocco never brings it up. He's a class guy, handles himself with class on the golf course, the TPC. He did a wonderful job. And by the way, Hollis Cavner does an amazing job at the TPC. He does.
I just like how Rocco handles himself. You know, he handles himself like a true gentleman,
Right.
a true man. They're the type of fun guys you want to have on that we want to have on as part of the show.
He's a great guy. Loves his family, loves his wife, his kids. He's talking about them all the time. He'll help anybody do anything with a golf club. Here's a class guy, Rocco Mediate on Man Up. You know, you're playing golf today. Off the course, a lot of talk about how when you engage people or people engage with you on a golf course, you're a real man about it. You're nice to people. You're very engaging. I mean, you're God, I hate to say this, but you're a man.
Yeah, I treat people the way I sometimes like to be treated. Sometimes that doesn't happen. But I don't care what you do, who you are, how much money you have, how much money you don't have.
Right.
It doesn't bother me. It doesn't matter to me at all. So I just try to, I have the best job ever. And so I enjoy it most of the time. Sometimes we don't, but you know, most of the time we don't. But I mean, sometimes we don't. So I don't see that as special. That's kind of weird, right?
No,
but I don't see it as special. I see it as normal. And normal is few and far between.
No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah,
it's really funny because Rocco told me a couple of days ago, why don't you come out, meet Steve Elkington. You'll love this guy because he's a guy. And again, to be a man is not about this, oh, I'm a tough guy and I'm this and I'm that. It's not that at all. It's being courteous to people, being nice to people, loving your children the way you do. Rocco talks about his children all the time. It's a very special situation. And I got to tell you, you are a really good friend because I know you're running around like a madman all the time.
It's crazy. We have a ball we play. And I actually got you to play like 16 holes the other day. That's got to be a record.
It is.
Because the next day he played about 8 and said, yeah, I'm going.
But again, that was because of the situation, and you knew immediately because you came over because I went, okay, that's it for me. You came over and said, well, why would you? I said, no, a guy got in front of me. I hate that. It's discourteous.
Yeah, don't like it. I understand.
I don't care for it at all. And Rock says, oh, I understand.
Yeah, I got it.
So I rode around with him for a while. We had a nice time.
We had a great time. We always do.
We did indeed.
I'm more curious about how you shot today.
Pro-Am days, you have to understand, mean nothing. All it is about entertaining the amateurs. That's all it is, entertaining the amateurs, getting them to have a good time. I'll make birdies sometimes I won't make a lot of birdies. I don't really care what happens today for me. I'm out there for them, so that's part of the gig.
But you had fun though.
Oh, we always have fun. We always have fun. It was quick. Well, the back nine took forever, but the front nine were first off, so we played in 2 hours. And the back nine was about 3 hours. So that's one other thing I hate about some of this stuff. Slow play crap.
It was about 5:10 today.
Oh my God, it's ridiculous. But the guys had a great time. Couple guys. I mean, we had a ball. You have to. That's what they're supposed to have is a good time. Yeah. Do they want me to shoot 10 under? Yeah, but that's not going to happen.
I just wanted everybody who, Minnesota. During the winter you get out of here, but during the summer I hear you say all the time, God, what a beautiful day today.
It's fantastic here.
It was 75 degrees the other day. I mean, you don't have to be. but you're very grateful for just
I
every
love
day
it.
comes along.
Yep.
You're if your friends need anything from you, you're always there for them.
I'll do it most of the time.
And that's what
Depends
the
on
show is
what,
about.
what kind of friend.
Well, I
You know
suppose
what I mean?
that's true. Yes,
I could lie, you know, but
yeah.
but no, this place is awesome, and the summers are golf up here is fantastic. The members of I play at Golden Valley, and the membership is what makes great golf course. We know that
It is.
It's a Tilly. It's 100 years old. It's fantastic, but the membership makes it.
Yeah.
It could be the greatest course in the world with a bunch of idiot members. You don't want to go there. I
been
love
there.
being out there hanging around. Right? Yeah, I know what you're saying. Hanging around, just having a good time. I know exactly what you're
I
talking
think the
about.
camaraderie of golf is one of the key things that keep people happy and keep people on the course.
Well, that's what all we're looking for. We do
Exactly.
We do that.
No,
That's
that's
all we're
exactly
looking
right.
for.
Yeah.
You know, playing good is great, but having a good time, laughing.
That's fantastic. Just a little bit more coming. Stay right here. We'll be right back on Man Up.
There's more Bernard just for you, and you can listen 24/7. Go to TomBernardShow.com and pick the podcast of your choice. You'll find episodes, bios, show information, and best of all, you can listen live. Podcast just for you via my podcast network. Love for you to check it out at TomBernardShow.com.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. Caleb Jr. has reached the unreachable star.
It starts your morning with the forecast, then watches your energy use all day. It can change your temperature from anywhere in the world, prevent you from heating and cooling an empty house, and still give you a comfortable welcome home. The iComfort Wi-Fi from Lennox.
The most advanced comfort control solution available anywhere is now available for your home.
So call Liberty Comfort Systems and make your home a smart home today.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
My dream is to become a mechanical engineer.
My dream is to be a ballerina.
My dream is to be a veterinarian.
I want to be a chef,
truck driver,
a teacher,
a shoe designer,
professional skateboarder.
But right now,
I'm just a kid.
Just a kid.
I'm just a kid.
I'm just a kid ready to be adopted.
Ready to be adopted. I'm just a kid ready to be adopted. For the facts about adopting a child from foster care, contact the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption.
Welcome back to Man Up. Thanks for being with us. We're out here talking a little golf with Rocco Mediate, having a good time.
So let's get this straight. So you're a Minnesota golfer. You're here in the States.
Transplanted.
How often do you play these courses?
Well, the
around
reason
here?
I'm here is one word. Well, actually 2 words. A woman.
Yes.
That's a strong word.
My wife Jess, St. Louis Park girl, and so everyone asks me that. I said, "Where do you live?" I live in Minnesota. Huh? What?
Where's that?
I live in Minnesota. What are you, crazy? I went, no, my wife's there, but if you guys came up in the summers, which I'd rather them stay away because I want it all for ourselves, you would not want to leave until like November.
Right.
Then then I got to go to
30
work.
below
so
zero.
I got to go to work a little bit, but it's fantastic up here. I love playing up here. We have a big event here.
What's your favorite courses around here?
I play at Golden Valley, member at Golden Valley, but I've played Interlaken, I've played Hazeltine. Hazeltine I love too, but Golden Valley's just, I don't know, it's just me. It's just, I don't know how to explain it.
Right.
Tillinghast is one of my top 2 or 3 favorite architects on the planet. He built Golden Valley 100 years ago. So yeah, I remember when I said to Jess when I was coming up here before we got married, I went, what golf courses are in the area? She goes, well, Golden Valley I used to go to as a kid. We'd go into the pool. So I look up Golden Valley, and the first thing I saw was AW. Now, you don't know what that means right now, but AW, and what always follows AW is Tillinghast. AW Tillinghast was his name. When I saw it was a Tilly, I'm like, I'm going there. So, listen, if I didn't want to be here, there would be some sort of a plethora of excuses to say, I can't come here. I said plethora. That's a big word. There'd be a whole bunch of excuses that would make me not be here because I got to work. I got to play a lot. So in the winters we go, we go where it's warmer and come back. We don't shut it down. We come up,
No, right,
we go down
right.
for a couple weeks, come back, and I'm not going to like shut up the house. But my point is, I love it. I have no issues here. I grew up in Pittsburgh. It's pretty much the same thing, almost.
I will tell you that, yeah, it is. It is pretty much.
It's a little cooler here in the winter, though. I will say that.
Better football team, too.
Yeah, good point.
Which I get to hear about
yeah.
constantly.
Yeah.
Just for people who don't get to hang around with professional golfers, one thing I will say about Rocco that's pretty amazing is he will walk over, you don't even have to ask him to walk over, you know, if you did this one thing, it would really help your game. Yeah, he's just really a nice man about that.
Part.
And he did it for me last year. He said, Tom, I want you to do change this one thing and then go out and play golf. I went out and got a hole in one.
Yeah, I remember on the greatest one of the greatest par threes of all time.
Of all time.
Of all time.
So I come back, I said, we're playing a 197-yard 4-iron, had a hole in one. You were out there with Jackie, I think. I can't remember who you're out there with.
Yeah, go ahead.
But he gives me this one tip. I go out, I get a hole in one. So I would say basically, if Rocco Mediate tells you to do something, I do it.
Most of the time.
Yeah,
a few
most
things,
of the
maybe
time.
not. Yeah,
I would do it.
A few things, maybe not. But
I will tell you, one of the reasons that I like Drew so much, and Tony so much, and you so much, is and again, it's not a guy's guy thing. It's being a man, helping people, being courteous to people. Doing the right thing is a perfect way to put it.
It's hard to do. It's easier to do the right thing than the wrong thing. You have to work on the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, what is the rule? What is the saying? There's like 8 zillion muscles that engage when you frown. There's like 3 that engage when you smile. So think about it for a second.
No, you're absolutely right. This is an example of what a man Rocco is, because he's been running around like a madman. He's right in the middle of a wonderful event at the TPC, but he takes time for his friends, and that's a man. I mean, to me, that's a man. As I said, number one thing is the day I met you, you talked to me about your children.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I love that.
Yeah.
Then you talked to me about your fiance at the time.
Yes. Yep.
You talked to me about your friendship with Kendall and Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
All the things that I love, Tony, and you'll agree.
No, absolutely.
That's what you want to hear. It's why I like Tony. I mean, Tony's basically job was knocking people's heads off. Drew, what'd you have, like 60 knockouts or something like that?
He's scared of me, though. Look at him. That's why he's standing over there.
No doubt about it.
That's why he's over there. I do have a weapon back here that he doesn't know. Just pull it.
Oh, I was going to say something, but I'm not on the radio. So I can't do that. But I really I do appreciate your friendship, and I really admired you for the person you are. Rocco will tell you, I'm not much for the, hey, you're famous, so I want to hang out with you. It's not my deal. I just don't do that. Rocco and I spend time together because he's a good guy, and we have mutual friends, and it just, that's what a man to me is.
Arnold taught me this. You give back to them. You give it back. Jackie Burke said to me, and he said to me, and Jackie's an old school, he's one of the coolest guys,
right.
Won the Masters, blah, blah, blah. He goes, your job is to promote the game, not to hide it. So I'll tell you something to do even if you don't ask. If you don't like it, don't listen. Right. But my point is, we're supposed to promote this thing, and that's what we do.
And you do a great job of it. Guys like you and Steve Elkington.
I appreciate you coming out today.
Fantastic.
I appreciate you coming on here. I appreciate you coming out.
Tom
Bernard
tell
is
me
the
when
man.
and where. Yeah.
I'd show you my pipes, but Drew's right over there, so I can't. I'm not doing that,
I'm just
man.
standing behind you when he's around. I'm not doing anything.
Rocco, I tell you what, it's just a thrill to have you. I know you've been at it since about 6 o'clock this morning, and
it was early.
You are a great friend, man.
You got it, buddy. You too.
You're a good man.
Hey, you for coming down, buddy.
You got it, guys. I'm going to get you to play like 36 straight in 2 days, one of these days. One of these days.
Stay right there. More ahead on ManUP.
Pick up the latest issue of Wheels of Thunder magazine. If it's on wheels, you'll find it in Wheels of Thunder. Full color photos of bikes, trikes, cars, trucks, and even sleds. High performance or right off the street. Mind-blowing power, speed, and custom touches. It's all in Wheels of Thunder magazine. Plus, find out about the latest races, rallies, and custom products and services in your area. Check out Wheels of Thunder on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Wheels of Thunder.
Welcome back to Man Up, ladies and gentlemen. Great to have you with us today. Tony Grigelko, my pal. We're talking about Manchat, a segment we do here on Man Up. Tell us about it, if you would, Tony.
We've been asking our viewers to send us questions at our Twitter page at ManUp TV Show, and send our questions to our website and our Facebook page.
And that Twitter page is?
At ManUp TV Show.
I'm proud of you. He knows all this stuff. So we're going to run a couple of questions that you sent in by you right now on Man Up. Got two questions in our Manchat inbox this week. Question number one is for Tony. Kim and Rogers, why are there fewer MMA fight nights locally now?
Yeah, I think locally there was a saturation in the marketplace a while back, but there's not as many promoters out there right now. I mean, really, there's a couple other promoters, and then there's Seconds Out Promotions. So it's still a good prevalence of MMA fights out there, but it's just not visible as it's been.
You have knowledge. I like his knowledge. This one's for me. I'm a big fan and love your first show. I'm also a Twins fan, and I don't get the Mauer bashing. I think he's a man, from Wayne and Eden Prairie. Well, Wayne, you're an imbecile, so no, you're not. I'm just kidding. When you're a public figure, you're going to get bashed. Everybody does. If you step out on the ledge, as they say, some people are going to love you, some people are not going to like you, and they're going to go after you. And when you're making $23 million a year and you're not producing, he has his days, good days and bad days, but you're just going to get bashed. It's part of what real sports reporting is. This state is not used to real sports reporting. You go into other markets, they get bashed, man. So you think that Mauer's getting bashed in this market? He's really not. We're just having a little fun with him, and he makes $23 million a year. So if he doesn't like it, tough hop. Wayne, you're, I'm sure, a lovely and talented human being, and thank you for your question. Now, next week, from what I understand, we're going to see Tony G jump out of an airplane next week on Man Up.